Do 5-color allies have a chance to compete in Standard? Can we actually assemble Aang Tron? That's what we're going to find out today. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week, we are heading to our new standard format to play some 5-color Aang allies. And I am super hyped for this deck because I have loved allies ever since I first made them way back in Zendikar and Worldwake like 15 years ago. And I think because of Avatar, we actually have enough sweet new allies to build a really fun and potentially very powerful ally deck in our new standard format. So let's talk about our 5-color Aang allies deck, what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see the deck in action. So first off, you might have noticed looking at the deck list, our deck list is 100% allies and lands to cast the allies, but there are no non-creature spells in the deck. There's no non-ally creatures in the deck. And you're probably wondering, why would you play a deck that is exclusively allies? And there are actually a bunch of rewards for this. So here are ally payoffs, roughly in order of how important they are. The biggest is Great Divide Guide, which is just an absurd card letting us tap all of our allies for mana. And one thing our deck is really good at is getting a bunch of allies on the battlefield. So if you've ever played Slivers and seen Gemhide Sliver or Mana Web Sliver, this is essentially the same thing. And it leads to some hugely explosive turns where we can just tap our creatures to dump our hand really quick. And each creature that we cast gives us more mana to cast even more creatures, so probably the strongest card in our entire deck. We also have South Pole Voyager, which I wish I had played 4 of, now that I've played with it because it's so good. A 2-mana 2/2 that when it or an ally enters, we gain a life, but if it's a second time it resolves in a turn, we also get to draw a card. So this is our Soul Warden for allies, which is relevant against aggro, and also just a very consistent source of card advantage, where typically we can play 2 allies every turn, and in the late game, we have some flash allies, so we might be able to trigger it during our opponent's turn as well. It also works really well with Katara the Fearless. Katara, just Panharmonicon for allies, doubles all of our triggered abilities from allies. So this means if we have a Katara and a South Pole Voyager, any single creature will trigger both modes of South Pole Voyager, so we get to draw a card. Plus it supercharges some of our other cards as well. Then we have Earth Kingdom Protectors, Hakata. These are ways to protect our allies. Hakata also lets us cast stuff off the top of our deck. Boiling Rock Rider gives us some main deck graveyard hate, and also a way to recur our allies. If we exile them from the graveyard, we can attack and recast a Katara our opponent killed, or an Earth Kingdom Protectors to save something else. So those are our ally payoffs. Then we have Aang Tron. And really, Aang Tron is our most common way of winning the game, is just playing a bunch of Aangs. And all the Aangs are really good. Aang Swift Savior, the cheapest Aang, kind of like a spell queller, comes down with flash and flying to airbend something to slow our opponent down or save one of our creatures. In theory, we can flip it by waterbending 8. Doesn't come up very often, but it is fine. You get a big backside, it puts counters on your things. Avatar Aang, very good on its front side, just a 4/4 flying with firebending 2 that draws us a card whenever we bend. So it draws when it attacks or when we bend in some other way. In theory, we have all the pieces needed to flip it, although in practice, I've never actually flipped an Avatar Aang. Aang at the Crossroads, this one is the easiest to flip, and also in some ways maybe the best Aang, a 5-mana 3/3 flyer. When it comes into play, we look at the top 5 cards of our library, we can put a creature with mana value 4 or less onto the battlefield, and then all it needs to flip is another creature leaving the battlefield, which happens all the time in a game of Magic, although the backside isn't that busted. It's just a 4/4 flyer that Earthbends 2 at the beginning of combat, gives our land creatures vigilance. So these Aangs, really the way that we close out the game most of the time. Then we have just the rest of our ally curve. So Earthen Allies gives us another 1-drop. We can get it up to 5 power pretty easily. Invasion Reinforcements, 2 allies in 1 card. Suki, a little bit of pump. Tylee, a little bit of removal. Appa can save our team, make some tokens. Katara, we can waterbend to make our team huge. So that's the deck. As far as the mana base, the funniest part about this mana base is, I swear to God, this 5-color mana base is actually better than a lot of the 2 and 3 color mana bases we've played in Standard, because every single card in our deck is an ally. There's really no downside for Cavern of Souls, Secluded Courtyard, Jasmine Dragon, Tea Shop. So these, along with Starting Town, give us 16 5-color lands, and then we round things out with Multiversal Passage, a Breeding Pool, a couple of basic lands, and that is 5-color allies. That's our deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see what ridiculous things Avatar Aang, and the rest of the allies can do in standard. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Much ado about nothing time. We are playing some 5-color Aang allies, and we got a Great Divine Guide, so this hand's pretty good. Earthen Ally. Great Divine Guide's such a wild card. We only have 2 lands, but we make so much mana if the Great Divine Guide sticks. Opponent plays a forest that looks an awful lot like an island. We're gonna play a plains, get down the Great Divine Guide, and we are a little bit heavy on Avatar Aang's, but let's get in for 1. 3 Aang's is a little awkward. Very difficult to flip. I think it is theoretically possible for us to flip. It is very, very unlikely. Found it. Zaz Chocobo Part 2. And Ba Sing Se gonna grow the Chocobo and pass. Well, I mean, let's use this Great Divide Guide mana and get down Avatar Aang Part 1. Grow the Earthen Ally a bit. Earthen Ally is better than I expected. Like, in a 5-color deck like this, it actually becomes like a 1-mana 5/2 pretty quickly, 4/2. Found it. Oh my god, that looks so much like an island. It's because I mean, I can see it's a forest, but the way it's cropped on Arena, the sky is all you see, so it looks very blue. Bedroom will call, I'm pretty sure is the truth. I think this card is incredibly strong. It has been one of the most impressive cards, I would say, on early access day. It's so explosive. Well, land is not bad. Let's play Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. I think we do a little Aang in here. Get in, Firebend, draw a card. All right, more lands. I mean, we can use the mana to Tai Chi. Is it worth it? I guess we can tap down the island forest. That does put our opponent down 2 mana, which is nice. And then we can play Hadoka. And ooh, okay, that's a nice Aang on top. Aang in the Crossroads pretty good. Even better if we can Katara to double it up, but I think Ty Lee is pretty good. The permanent tap down is actually super nice. I feel like, well, we'll see. I feel like allies might actually be kind of strong. It reminds me a little bit of like the standard version of maybe 5-color humans in Modern from back when they used to be good. Like, I get kind of that vibe, a little Sliver vibe too. The Earth King, interesting. Gonna make a little Baco. Well, that's kind of a freebie. Let's get down Earth Kingdom Protector so we get a little protection. I think we got to get in with the Aang. It's kind of funny. Once you have Great Divide Guide, there is some tension between, like, do I attack? Do I leave my stuff up for mana? I feel like just wow, another one on top. I feel like just getting in with the Aang is probably worth it, and then we can play we can play Aang at the Crossroads from the top of the deck. Let's play Multiversal Passage on white. Untapped, and what do we want to tap? Yeah, I guess that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that works. Aang at the Crossroads. Look at our top 5. Ooh, do we want to airbend? Oh, we can airbend the Bosco. Sorry, Bear Buddy. I do like Bosco, but all right, we get to draw a card since we airbended. So now if we can just Earthbend and Waterbend. To Earthbend, we need to flip Aang at the Crossroads, and then I think there's one Katira that can Waterbend. But yeah, we're probably not going to flip it. Ooh, Ice Till Explorer, but no land. Ooh. It looks like our opponent doesn't have that much mana, but they actually have an insane amount of mana. Actually, no, with the land tap down, it's not an insane amount. Ooh, Invasion Reinforcements. Get it down, make some allies. Play land on ally, and I mean, we're building up a pretty impressive board here. Aang Tron. All the flyers come into play. Draw a card. It's another Aang. Ooh, South Pole Veteran on top is pretty nice. And opponent down to 2. Well, let's play the South Pole Voyager. And I mean, I guess we play the Suki off the top. Gain a life, draw a card. And we'll just pass, leave up another Aang. With this Aang up, I do not see how we can realistically lose this game. Like, even if our opponent has something big, right? Like a hoof or something, we should be able to just counter it. Man, this deck's, it can kind of pop off. Opponent going to Earth Bend to a forest. Sure. And then what, just pass and die? All right. I'm down with passing and dying. I will accept that. Well, let's go to combat, and we're just going to swing with the crew. Do a little firebending. Draw a card. Might as well. Well, that felt pretty good. If we can just like stick a Great Divide Guide, this deck can do some things. And yeah, allies might actually be kind of a powerful deck. This actually kind of is the Avatar show, the deck. We got the Aangs, we got the Katiras, we got most of the characters here. We have Aang Tron. The Aangs are all actually pretty. They're all actually pretty good. I think they're all actually strong. Sand seems reasonable. We got our one of Appa, South Pole Voyager. So no Great Divide Guide. So our mana is not going to be as explosive, but I don't think this is a deck where you have to like mulligan until you hit a Great Divide Guide. It's not like it's great when you have it, but if you have a functional hand, and I think this hand, even on the draw, seems functional enough. We can South Pole Voyager into Invasion Reinforcements, draw a card, hopefully set up, I don't know, Aang. I don't know about the Boiling Rock Rider. That's a card that is just a one of. I like that it's so funny. I love the design of the card. It's one of my favorite designs from the set because it's a graveyard hate piece, but you wouldn't probably be able to play it if it didn't have the you can exile and cast your own ally mode. But with that mode, it actually becomes a synergy piece. So I think it's a really cool design to allow like an ally deck to have a bit of graveyard hate in a way that still feels like it's supporting your theme. Like if it just exiled your opponent's stuff or whatever, it wouldn't be nearly as exciting. But the fact that you can use it offensively as well as defensively actually makes it like just mechanically one of my favorite designs from the set. I think it's just a really well designed card. Blue-white control, perhaps. All right, some sort of blue-white. Might be like an Airbender Ascension deck. Some sort of Blink maybe. Starfield Shepherd. Let's see what they find. Just it's a Momo. It might be a flyer deck. Well, we're drawing our lands, which is fine. I think we just play a Cavern. So we have literally 0 non-creature spells in this deck, so we are safe to just play Cavern into Cavern into Cavern. I guess we got to run out the South Pole Voyager. Hopefully it lives. It's highest upside, right? Because the next turn we can draw 2 with our draw step, but we can draw a card off the Invasion Reinforcements. Oh, bonnet. Multiversal Passage and Momo. Part of the crew that's not in our deck. Not really for the ally deck. We don't have enough flyers. I mean, I guess you could play it for fun, play it for flavor. Maybe at some point I try to build actually like every character in the show in the same deck. Huh. Well, let's play Secluded Crossroads on ally. If they have a flash flyer. All right, Flood Pit's Drowner. Certainly. I think we're just gonna Invasion Reinforcements. Well, we can do it at instant speed. I think we do it now, though, in case we draw 1-drop, then we can cast it. We do have a few 1-drops in the deck. All right, Jasmine Dragon Tea-Shop, sure. Well, opponent going to do a little Flood Pit Drowning of the South Pole Voyager. I don't know how you drown a waterbender. That seems like it shouldn't work. So this might be a flash deck? I guess you could just be like a blue-white deck, and Flood Pit Drowner is just a good card. So maybe it's just like blue-white stuff? Momo makes me think a flying deck, but it doesn't have to be a flying deck, I guess. It's at its best if you play flyers, so to pump it. Like, I think it's gonna be really good with Airbender Ascension? No, what is the new favorable wins? Whatever the new favorable wins that makes a clue is. Boon it, Zach Fair. I have no idea what they're doing. No idea. Okay, so it's Airbender Ascension. That was my first guess. That makes sense. Opponent gonna get rid of our token, which airbending pretty good at. Airbending is kind of busted, but I don't think our opponent's playing a combo deck. I think they're just like playing a blink deck. Well, let's play Jasmine Dragon Tea-Shop. I don't think we need to play the Rider here. Like, Graveyard Hate doesn't seem necessary. I guess we just Aang. Get down the Avatar Aang. I mean, we can Aang into Aang. And even just by itself, Avatar Aang is kind of sweet. 4-mana 4/4 flyer that draws a card when it attacks isn't bad. And then sometimes we draw extra cards. I really like Aang at the Crossroads. I think that card's actually legit good. I think every Aang is very good. I think every Aang, which I guess makes sense, right? It is the key character of the show, so it does make sense that you would make them good. Where is Aang UK though? I need my Aang UK. I'm so disappointed. There's just not enough Aangs. I need Aang India. I need Aang 2900. I came away from this set disappointed that there was just not enough Aangs. Found it. Gonna tap down the Aang. We need more. We need 40 Aangs. Found it. Gets in. Gonna hit us. Please, Wizards, I'm joking. Don't take it seriously. Let's play a Plains, and let's keep hanging. And then, maybe this deck wants more Appas. Appa, I think, is just a really good card. 3/3 flyer, gonna gain us a life with the South Pole Voyager, gonna let us look at the top of our deck, put something into play, and we find, well, probably Katira, little ally Panharmonicon, and this double trigger, so we get to draw with the South Pole Voyager. Yeah, once Katira comes down, stuff can get out of control very quickly, and we're just gonna pass. There's not much of an incentive to, like, and we're doing this without Great Divide Guy, by the way. There's not much of an incentive to attack and lose our creatures, because I think the power of this deck is we can just build up an overwhelming board of value. That's what the allies are very good at. So I don't think we want to trade off like a South Pole Voyager and invasion reinforcements, because eventually they're gonna make mana, they're gonna like get pumped, they're gonna do other things. Plus, I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Like, our opponent's board is just not that threatening, and with Katara, stuff is gonna oh god, opponent passes. Okay, sure, they actually might have an Aang, which is fine, but we're gonna go to combat. We are going to do a bit of attacking. Aang at the Crossroads we actually can flip. We don't really care that much about flipping it, but it does flip pretty easily. All we need is a creature to leave the battlefield on our side. Well, double trigger, firebending. Whew. Oh wait, and that triggers twice? Oh my god, do we draw 4 here? Oh! Okay, apparently Aang, oh my god. Apparently Aang and Katara is kind of busted together. We make 4 mana. We draw 4 cards. We're not very good at using the firebending mana though. I guess we could like flash in the Appa, flash in the Aang, bounce some stuff. Let's see what our opponent does. Opponent on the clock. They do have an Aang. Aang Swift Savior. I mean, we can just Aang back. I don't know if we really care though. Like, yeah, bounce that Aang at the Crossroads, please. Airbend that for us. I mean, we get to recast it for 2 mana, so it's not really, wow. All right, opponent, gonna bounce the big Aang. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Do we just wanna, yeah, let's just do this. Let's run out the Appa. Draw some cards, double trigger, blink, blink. This lets us use our firebending mana. Yeah, we don't need anything from that Appa trigger, so blink out everything. We don't deal any damage, but we don't really care about dealing damage too much. The damage will come. We're just some friendly allies. So let's replay Aang at the Crossroads. Make a couple ally tokens. Gain a bit of life. Man, South Pole Voyager is kind of wild. We are gaining so much life. Double trigger it with Katara. Do a little digging. Let's make sure we stack this properly. Well, Hakoda, not bad. Little protection. Gain some life. And, ooh, there is Great Divide Guide. Okay. This might be a bit of a game. Well, let's Aang. Double trigger Appa. Double trigger South Pole Voyager. Gain a bunch of life. Make a bunch of tokens. Up to 40. I feel like we might be playing a slightly different game than our opponent, just slightly. Yeah, we'll just pass, discard a couple of starting towns, and yeah, your go, opponent. Allies is kind of wild. Oh my god, this deck might actually be kind of. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the meta looks like. Probably worse against hard control, but we do have some protection. I don't know. Allies, they feel very explosive. Like, just compare our board to our opponent's board, and it's not like our opponent had some horrible draw. Like, they've been playing the things that are in their deck. The things that are in our deck just seem better. Like, they just seem like they're way more powerful. Yeah, we might actually want more Appas. It's only a one of, because it is legendary, but after playing the Airbend combo deck, Appa's kind of really good. Well, let's Invasion. Do we win this turn? Invasion Reinforcements. Double trigger for Appa. Make it some tokens. Gain a ridiculous amount of life. There's a Tylee. Oh, I think we do win, right? We can Tylee to tap down stuff. We can Aang to bounce stuff. Opponent, Aven Interrupter, sure. I don't think that stops us from winning. Although Aven Interrupter with Aang is cute. That does make our exile stuff cost a wee bit more. All right, well, we will untap. And another Hadouken on top. Well, let's play the Earth Kingdom Protectors, which might be the best ally one drop. Both the one drops are pretty good. Now we can, are we actually gonna win? Well, that's Earthen Ally. With all the mana from Great Divide Guide, being able to actually Earthbend lands for 1 million mana is kind of realistic. Tylee, the Chi blocker. So we'll tap down, let's see, Aang and the other flyer. Go up to 51. Yeah, let's leave back the tokens because we can use them for mana. Get in double firebend. I don't know. If we just swung with everything, did we win? Maybe. Do I want to win? I don't even know. I'm kind of having fun drawing cards. Maybe we win anyway. All right, opponent, they are just going to accept their inevitable defeat here. And yeah. And that went pretty well again. Turns out, play a bunch of allies. Actually kind of busted. And yeah, sounds fine. We got Aang, we got Katara, got a little protection. See what our opponent's up to. Greedy freebooter, eh? Well, that's Cavern. It's kind of funny. Preventing counters hasn't been relevant with Cavern, but the fixing's so good. I believe, as weird as it sounds, this 5-color deck has significantly better mana than some of the 2-color decks that we play. Oh boy, Scavengers, eh? Some sort of sack deck. I think Scavengers is a pretty good card. Opponent, gonna get in. We are not going to block the Greeds. Well, let's play the starting town before it becomes tapped. And I think we just pass. Maybe we can... Actually, let's get down Earthen Ally. Let's get down Earthen Ally. And I think we actually swing in with the Protectors here. I think the reason to play the Earthen Ally here instead of Invasion Reinforcements is Invasion Reinforcements gets even better once Katara is down. Earthen Ally is going to be the same no matter what. So it is a little bit less mana efficient here, but I feel like the upside is there. Opponent, Umbral Collar Zealot. Right? That's a pretty good sack start. Sure. Well, let's see how good Scavengers is. Scavengers is the card that I'm excited to play in a sack deck, but I haven't actually seen it in action yet. Opponent passing. Another Invasion Reinforcements. Well, land on ally, and it would be nice to get down the Katara, but I feel like leaving up this Aang in case there's like a Sephiroth is probably worth it. Opponent going to sack the Greedy Freebooter. And mill a Greedy Freebooter. I mean, at some point we could airbend the Scavengers, although they can just sack it in response. So I'm not sure how good that actually is. Another one. If we Aang it, they just recast it off the treasure. Opponent is down to 2 cards in hand, which is nice. Opponent, combat, passing. Well, all right. I guess we give in and cast one of these Invasion Reinforcements. The plan of getting down Katara first has not actually worked out. Opponent passes. We draw a Cavern. We're just playing like awkwardly off curve. So I think this is another leave up Aang turn. You know what? Let's play. Oh yeah, let's leave up Aang. Actually, no. Let's play Katara. We have the Protectors, so we get down Katara. I think this makes the most sense. We're gonna get in with this Protector, and our opponent can do some sack shenanigans, but we might make them use a Scavenger, which I think would be worth it, because these Scavengers are going to get really big. Found it. I'm going to sack the treasure. If they want to actually kill it, though, they have to sack something else. They can, like, sack the Scavenger, get back a Greedy Freebooter, or sack the Scavenger, get back a Scavenger now. Now they mill the Scavenger, they might actually just do it. But we got the Katara down. I don't know how this is going for us, honestly. Is it happening? All right. Opponent is going to sack the other Scavengers. Grow the one that sticks. I mean, all this to kill a 1-drop, which we're kind of fine with. We're not going to sack the Protectors. We'd rather protect the Katara. Gets back another Scavengers. Well, you killed a 1-drop. Took a lot of game actions, but you got rid of the Earthen Ally. And opponent. What are we doing? Yeah, the Scavengers are looking very good. So this is gonna, wow, that's unfortunate. That's actually a very good answer to the Katara here. Normally, most removal spells we can protect with the Protector, but that actually just exiles. So Katara down. Man, now we get punished for not leaving up the Aang. Opponent, gonna get in. I feel like every choice we've made this game has been the wrong one with how it's played out. Like, opponent passes, we draw another land. Well, Cavern on ally. And we play everything at instant speed, so I guess we just pass. Let's see if our opponent lets us draw 3 here. Level 2 is Secret Rendezvous. Are we doing it? Wow, we are doing it. Okay, well, I think that's good for us, but I'm actually not 100% sure. Opponent finds a Servandam. Okay, that's a little bit less good for us. We did find some good things, too. We found an Aang at the Crossroads, which is nice. June the Bounty Hunter. Okay. Well, I think we begin the Great Chumpening. Actually, yeah, I think we should. We don't want to go to 10. Let's block. Plus, they could do some... If we did not block here, they could, like... They could almost kill us, I think, by just sacking their board and reanimating stuff, which is kind of insane. Maybe Scavengers is actually really good. Opponent gonna sack the Scavengers to get back the Greedy Freebooter to grow the Servandam and make a clue. We might have to airbend the Servandam, because we don't really want it to start blowing stuff up. Opponent gets back the greedy freebooter. Gonna sack the greedy freebooter. All right. I think this is the window. So trigger on the stack. Run out 3 mana Aang. See if we can airbend the Servandam before it has enough counters to actually kill something. So they can sack something in response to grow it. But we don't have anything that great on the battlefield anyway. So even if our opponent does kill something here, what are you killing? Aang? Mill a land. Sacking that though doesn't grow the Servandam. You gotta be creatures. Opponent, wow, gonna sack the... Wow, okay, was not expecting that. Well, we'll take that. We essentially traded the Aang for the June. I think that's a good trade. So now our opponent does get the Servandam trigger. They're gonna blow up the Aang. We can save it. Yeah, you know what, I think we save it. There might be a world here where we actually try to transform it. We're doing pretty well at going wide, so let's save the Aang. Could really use a way to deal with the Scavengers. The Scavengers is the problem. Board is a little bit cleaner, but that Scavengers is so big. All right, well, invasion reinforcements. Make some more dorks. Well, let's play the planes. Yeah, I think we just go South Pole Voyager into Hadoka, and now we get to draw a card, we get to gain some life, and now we have some amount of protection. The backside of that, oh, airbend stuff, okay, kind of awkward. Well, get down Hadoka. Draw another Aang, and yet another Aang. I mean, we have enough tokens that we can block for a minute. I don't know how bad, maybe this Saga is better than I think. Maybe Avatar Yang Chen. Like, I was pretty skeptical of the Secret Rendezvous mode in Constructed. I think it's very good in Commander. I think it's solid. But in Constructed, I was a little skeptical of the Secret Rendezvous mode. But our opponent just fired it off, and it seems to be working. And now they have a pretty big flyer that can airbend our stuff. Whoa, God, Phoenix Fleet Airship. That is a problem. We do not have a clean answer to Phoenix Fleet Airship. Once it starts snowballing... we can't even Aang it unless it's in creature mode. Okay, so now we have to try to be more aggressive somehow, which is going to be tough. Opponent gonna sack the clue. Grow the Scavengers. Grow the Scavengers. Draw a card. Well, at least I don't think they're going to be able to airbend this turn. That's good. Opponent getting in with the 10-10. I mean, gotta do a little jumping. So how do we beat a Phoenix Fleet Airship? I think the answer is to kill it, but we just do not have... I guess we just got to go big enough. We got to find a Great Divide Guide. Well, okay, there's a Great Divide Guide. That gives us some chance of just going big enough to overwhelm our opponent. So we can leave up the Aang. So I guess we can maybe assemble Aang Tron here. We can run out 5 mana Aang. Oh yeah, Great Divide Guide works with our mana too. That's kind of nice. So we can run out 5 mana Aang. Get something, and then we still have the mana to flash in 3 mana Aang. All right, Aang at the Crossroads. Gain its life, draw a card. Show us something good. I don't even know what we want here. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, we whip. The math on whipping in this deck is very close to... is very close to 0. I don't know the exact numbers. It's got to be like 95+%. Like it is incredibly unlikely that we whiff with Aang at the Crossroads. Okay, that is not what we needed. Considering we're staring down Phoenix Fleet Airship that we can't stop. That is not good. Oh, we might actually be losing this one. Allies might finally have met their match in the Phoenix Fleet Airship, apparently, which I don't know. That's kind of like the show, right? There was a time when it looked pretty grim, but in the end, the allies win. Yeah, let's just block. We're gonna flash in another Aang anyway, so we can block, and then we can flash in another Aang. I wish we could airbend a Phoenix Fleet Airship, but we can't. So keep the other Aang. This is going to transform Aang at the Crossroads. Yeah, unfortunately, Aang can only hit creatures and things on the stack. I guess the Yang Chen? We can block the bounces or airbend the Scavengers, but then they can just sack it in response. Although maybe that's worth it. I don't know. Like, so the downside of this is it's going to allow our opponent to exile another one of our things. That's kind of awkward. It does get rid of the airbending for a while. Yeah, opponent, gonna recast it. But what's the best thing? Aang at the crossroads? Like, that's not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world. We would like to have it, but it doesn't just beat us. It's gonna let our opponent draw 3 more cards, which they probably will do because they did it the first time. But the real problem is these Phoenix Fleet airships. So us drawing 3 more cards, like, I think is worth it. Oh, Hadoka, interesting. Okay. So we do get to flip our Aang. I mean, we kind of have some flying damage, although, all right, opponent's gonna level up. I mean, I guess attacking with the flyers, if they're as big as a Phoenix Fleet airship, is fine, because if they die, then that's less airships. Yeah, but wow. Opponent, gonna sack the scavengers anyway. The scavengers have been legit great. Like, they have been legitimately very, very good. So opponent gets to reanimate pretty much anything. Yeah, scavengers might be a real card. The fact that even if you, as long as you have a 1-drop in the graveyard, even if you kill it right away, you get something back. Phoenix Fleet airship, I think it's an against the odds card, but it is very threatening here. Found it. Gonna get back. Wow. Okay. After all that, they get back a greedy freebooter. I mean, I guess their plan is now to try to mill us out with the scavenger talent, which they're killing us in multiple ways here. Like, the Phoenix Fleet airship's gonna trigger. The scavenger's talent's gonna trigger. They can sack 3. Wow, they sack 3 non-lands. Wow, they're being aggressive. To get back a Servandam, they mill us for 6. I mean, we still have 30 cards in the deck, even after this. Oh, the Servandam gets rid of the Aang, though. Right. Aw. Mills. Yeah, maybe this makes sense. Like, our opponent knows they have the airship too, so they just want to stay alive till the airships come on. So I guess trading off their stuff makes some sense. Oh, not good. Not good. We can't attack at all, and they're 1 turn away from having the airships. Yeah, I think we just lose to airships. We can play Suki to draw a card, or to gain a life, get closer to drawing a card. Multiversal Passage on blue. And I think we got to get down Avatar Aang here. We can still cast another Aang Swift Savior. Now we get to draw the card. Another Avatar Aang. I mean, I think this is actually worth it. We got to get in with the Aang. Our opponent can fire up a Phoenix Fleet airship, but turning into a creature now makes it a target for Avatar Aang, or for Aang Swift Savior. So this lets us get rid of an airship, which actually throws off the math quite a bit. So now our opponent's going to be down to 3 airships, which means next turn they go to 6, next turn they go to 12. So this essentially buys us a turn before the ships turn on, which I think is worth it. Although the problem is we're still not getting in damage. So I think the same issue holds, that we still are, we're just delaying the inevitable. Essentially, like, there's so much inevitability with these airships. Opponent, are we gonna draw some cards? It's probably correct for our opponent to say no now, but all right, they're gonna say yes. There's our water bending. I told you it was possible. We can theoretically do every bending and flip in an Avatar Aang. It is possible. So we basically have 1 turn to kill our opponent, which I don't think is possible. Oh. All right. The Rise of Sozin. All right, sure. Wait. Oh, they can sack. I was going to say they didn't sack anything, but they can sack a token. That definitely does it. Our 1 shot was to win this turn before the airships come on, but now that is no longer realistic. Opponent gonna sack the food, gonna mill us, gonna gain some life. Yeah, I mean, I think that is lethal on board. We know the airships are coming. Brutal. Well, I gotta say, the airships look good, the scavengers look good, and what really surprised me is the new sagas. Those were cards that I didn't really have pegged as good constructed cards. They seem like cards designed for Commander to me, but the sagas actually looked very good here. Like, they actually looked pretty solid. Our opponent's deck looked pretty sweet, and yeah, got us. Well, apparently the Fire Nation wins. Oh, bummer. We ain't got no Great Divine Guide, but otherwise, the hand's pretty good. We got a nice Wow, okay, we do have a Great Divide Guide. Well, now the hand looks great. Let's lead on a Earthen Kingdom Protector so we can protect our Great Divide Guide. New. New. What are we doing, new? Oh, new. Found it, Bristly Bill. Sure. Well, we're going to do the thing that we really want to do with this deck, which is play Great Divide Guide on turn number 2. So Great Divide Guide, and then we can use that mana to get down a Earthen Allies and go. So now, even though we don't have a land drop, we untap with at least 5 mana next turn. That is the power Great Divide Guide. The card's so good in Allies. I know I've said that multiple times, but it is so good. Opponent gonna try to kill our Great Divide Guide. Well, that aggression will not stand, man. We are going to protect it with Earthen Kingdom Protectors. Opponent gonna play a forest. Oh, oh, this might be the Beifong Bounty Hunter combo. It probably is Beifong Bounty Hunters. Well, I remember earlier being like, I don't know how good this Rioter is actually gonna be. Well, this might be the matchup for the Rioter. Having some random main deck graveyard hate actually seems kind of helpful here. So the Beifong Bounty Hunter combo, you need Beifong Bounty Hunters. You need a sack outlet, which our opponent has. You need Bloodghast, and then you essentially get infinite sacrifices, and also infinite landfall. So I guess our opponent's finisher would be this Bristly Bill, which would make the team infinitely powerful. You can also do it with the desert land that deals damage when it enters. That also is lethal, or like a Sephiroth effect. Well, let's play a South Pole Voyager. And are we gonna do it? Yeah, let's Katara. This means we don't get to leave up Aang, but we do get to South Pole Voyager. If we draw land, okay, now we get to leave up Aang too. That is the dream. Actually, no, we still don't get to leave up Aang. Our South Pole Voyager summoning sick. Yeah, let's just play the land tap. Pass the turn. We don't get to leave up Aang, but I think with the Riders evolving, I feel kind of safe that our opponent isn't going to be able to combo off here, because we can always just tap some allies to exile some Bloodghast. Or did I say Blackrock? Boiling Rock Riders. Well, opponent, I don't know if they read the Rioters, because they're sacking their Bloodghast, and I think we just exile it. Like, there's not a reason not to exile it, right? I mean, I guess we can wait until they play a land and there's like a trigger on the stack. It seems pretty safe, but at some point we are going to get rid of that Bloodghast. Found it, swap. Gonna try to get back that Bloodghast. Boiling Rock Riders. Let's get rid of that Bloodghast. Tap down, I guess, South Pole Voyagers. And Boiling Rock Riders proving its worth here. Like, there's a chance we just lose the game right now if we don't have Boiling Rock Riders. Like, if they have Beifong Bounty Hunters, they would just straight up win the game here, because all their creatures would get infinitely big. Wow, they had it too. Oh, Lively Dirge can get the Beifong Bounty Hunters. Oh my god. There's the Bounty Hunters. The Riders literally saved this game. Oh, wow. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was worth playing a Riders or not. I think I'm sold now. I think I'm sold. Well, now that our opponent can't combo, because we can tap our allies for graveyard hate, I feel much better about where we're at. Let's play this Hadoka. Get a trigger. Oh, Aang at the crossroads. Do we just do it? It's kind of greedy. We'd have to tap every non-summoning sick creature. Leaving up Aang Swift Savior seems safe. Get in with the Earthen Kingdom allies. Casual 1-mana 4/2. Allies they do it all. 1-drop 4/2s, protection, Panharmonicons, graveyard hate, card draw, life gain, tons of mana. Like, they actually do have pretty much everything you need. Opponent is going to take it down to 16. I wonder how long our opponent sticks this out, because there's an Ice Till Explorer. Because I just don't think they can do the thing with the Riders out. Like, I think the Riders just kind of wins this game on its own. Opponent passing. What do we even hang? Yeah, I mean, I guess we run it out just to have more of a clock and just bounce the Bounty Hunters and the Ice Till Explorer, make our opponent spend some mana recasting it, and we get to draw a card. with the South Pole Voyagers, thanks to the Katara. Well, let's untap, and I don't think we win this turn, but wow, another one. An opponent scoops it up, and, well, okay. That's the Riders game. Apparently, Boiling Rock Riders, actually pretty good. In some matchups, at least. Aang's for days. I mean, this hand seems fine. Well, land on ally and Earthen Kingdom Protectors. Go. See what our dear opponent's up to. Untap land and Llanowar Elf. Sure. Well, there's Hadoka. No 2-drop, unfortunately. Let's get in. Opponent, would you like to trade? Opponent says no. Look out, opponent. We're coming for you. Opponent, Cavern of Souls on ally and Badger Mole Cub. Badger Mole Cub is a wild card. Mark my words. Badger Mole Cub is a magic card. It is a magic card. And there's, oh, what is this? Earthen Ally. And okay, Gene Polluter. Opponent's all about making that mana. Well, let's play the land, and I guess we just pass and leave up Aang Swift Savior here. So opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Huh! Great Divine Guide. So now the Earthen Kingdom ally taps for mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, opponent has all the mana. They've made it clear. They have all the mana. Get in there. Get in there. We need that to die. Okay, so we can run out the Aang. That is big. That is big. So now we can run out the Aang. I guess we just Earthbend or Airbend a Earthen Kingdom ally since it taps for mana. Oh boy. Now our opponent can Airbend Great Divide Guide and save the Badger Mole Cub, which is the real problem. We draw Great Divide Guide. So we can Divide Guide Aang. We can just run out Hadoka. We can just run out Aang. Yeah, I think we need some creatures on defense here. Pass the turn. It would be nice to play the Great Divide Guide first, but I don't think we can tap down that much. Opponent, another Badger Mole. Well, the Airbent Badger Mole Cub. What was the first Magic card where the Cub was better than the parent? I'm trying to think back, because I know, like, we saw it with Owlbear Cub versus Owlbear, Badger Mole Cub versus Badger Mole. What was the first card? Like, how long does this tradition go? Opponent popping off, recasting their stuff, making a bunch of ally tokens. I mean, as long as our opponent, like, doesn't have a finisher, we're kind of okay, because none of their stuff is that big. Like, they have a lot of stuff, and they have an insane, literally insane amount of mana. Like, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. They have 23 mana, I believe. I believe they have 23 mana. So they have all the mana. They have a lot of small creatures. Do we just let the mana go to waste? It does go to waste a lot in this deck. Invasion Reinforcements, technically 1 mana because of the Firebending mana. I think that's worth it. And then we can play the Great Divide Guide, play the land, and now we pass. We still have up the Aang. Well, okay. As long as our opponent doesn't draw a finisher, we're kind of fine. Opponent, land. And Moonshaker Cavalry. All right, well, I mean, we will show you the power of airbending. The problem is they can just recast it for 2 mana, so this doesn't actually do much of anything because they have a literally insane amount of mana, and now we are super dead. Yeah, Moonshaker's back, and everything gonna get +13 in flying, and yeah, well, Badger Mole Cub. It is a real card. Aang allying in standard. Oh, this hand looks kind of great. 1 drop into Great Divide Guide is what you want to see. Let's play a forest. Get down a Earthen ally. Pass the turn. I mean, this is what, turn 3 Aang at the crossroads? Not bad. Opponent, Schwamp. And Iridescent Vine Lash. Well, let's play the planes. We're drawing all of our basics this game. We might as well get in. If our opponent blocks, we can flash in. Susses out what's going on. Does not block. We get a flash in the Invasion Reinforcements to pump it and kill it. So we'll just play Great Divide Guide. Pass the turn. Hope it lives, because if our stuff lives, we get to play an Aang next turn. Opponent land pings us down to 19. And Badger Mole Cub, our buddy. Our buddy's back. Well, let's play the land. And I think we just got to go upside here. Aang at the crossroads on turn 3. 3/3 flyer going to do some digging and find us a... Well, we probably just want backup Great Divide Guide, actually. Having a backup's nice. If our opponent kills the first one, we still have our mana. This Aang we actually do transform pretty consistently. Although it is also one of the weaker backsides. Like, Avatar Aang, if you flip it, the backside's wild. This Aang, it turns from a 3/3 flyer to a 4/4 flyer, and then it earthbends to you, which we don't get that much value out of earthbending in this deck, really. Like, I guess it's something. In reality, it's not super exciting. It's still fine, though. Like, it's free. That's the upside, right? Like, you don't have to spend mana or do anything weird to try to flip it. It just, like, when something leaves the battlefield, I flip the next turn. What are we doing? Oh, Badger Mole Cub Part 2. Well, the opponent has successfully turned all their lands into creatures, and there's a Bristly Bill. And plays a land. Vine Lash pings us. Bristly Bill. Gonna do a little pumpage on a Badger Mole Cub. Sure. We don't have any protection at the moment, so going in for 3. They already have all the mana, right? Yeah, they have all the mana whether we do it or not. Yeah, we're gonna take it. Well, there's a protection. That is kind of nice. So let's play the Earthen King Protectors. Also worth mentioning, Earthen King Protectors is a way you can make sure to flip Aang at the Crossroads. You can always just sack it to have something leave if you really want to. Although I don't think it's like super necessary. Let's get down Avatar Aang. Actually, let's just get him for 3 in the air. I think that makes the most sense. We want to leave up 2 unsummoning sick creatures so we can flash in invasion reinforcement. So I think it makes more sense just to hit for 3. I don't know if it's worth trading the Earthen Ally. They probably wouldn't trade anyway with Bristly Bill or the Badger Mole Cub, but maybe. I don't know if they need 2 Badger Mole Cubs. But on it. Schwamp. Pings us. Bristly Bill. Gonna grow something. It is the other Badger Mole Cub. Team Badger Mole Cub. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm curious. So Badger Mole Cub, I've become convinced it's going to be very good in Standard. I'm curious about it in Modern, in conjunction with something like Urza Saga, where you can play it in like, Earthbend the Urza Saga, then when you sack it, you get it back. It doesn't really fit the artifact theme, so what are you doing with it? I don't know. It's a very interesting card. Like, out of all the Earthbend stuff, I feel like Badger Mole Cub is the one most likely to have impact on older formats. Whether or not it actually becomes like a tier thing, but there are some cool synergies for it. I mean, we have the Protectors now, so trying to kill Aang doesn't really do much. Our opponent needs to do something, though, because we can just keep chipping in for now 7 a turn in the air. Like, that adds up. Well, run out the invasion reinforcements. We are officially out of cards for now. I guess we could Earthbend a land at some point, too, if we really needed to. Oh, there's the South Pole Voyager. Kind of wish we had drawn that a turn ago. I mean, I guess we get to draw off this Aang, which is still good. Yeah, let's get in with the Aang gang. Hit ya. For 7, do a little firebending. Draw us a creature, please. Hey, it's our buddy, the Rioters. Okay. I mean, this, I don't think is a matchup where Rioters is good. But just being another body is good, because it means we get to draw with the South Pole Voyager, which that by itself is kind of nice. At least it's going to do something. And it's a 3/3. And we do little shenanigans with Earthen Kingdom Protectors, where we can like sack it to flip the Aang, exile it to the Riders, attack with Riders, recast it. Worth noting, the way Boiling Black Riders works, when you attack, you can cast an ally that is exiled with it. That does let you break the timing restriction, so it works with firebending mana. So if you attack, you can, like, whatever, cast an ally using the firebending mana. It is awkward that the mana's red. Opponent's going to kill the South Pole Voyager. I think that is actually good enough. Good enough for us to use the Earth Kingdom Protector. Flip the Aang next turn. We kind of want to gain the life. We kind of really want to draw the card. Plus, like I said, we can get back the Earth Kingdom Protector. Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. I guess that means we can make an ally end step. Well, pound it. Gonna double up the counters with old Bristly Bill. Our opponent's stuff's getting bigger. The problem for our opponent is they're really close to being dead. We can hit them to 1 for sure. I guess this is our window to kill one of our flyers. So if they do have removal, we don't have protection at the moment. If they kill one of the Aangs, that does buy them time. Pound it. So we do got to be aware that they can double the counters. So I think we actually just chump. Yeah, let's just chump. We don't want to take any random risk here of dying to something silly. And then we can tap one of the dying allies, exile the Earth Kingdom Protectors. And then I guess we might as well exile something from our opponent's graveyard. Just in case. They don't seem like a graveyard deck really, but free value, might as well. Exile a little Bristly Bill. All right, so we lose a couple 1/1s. All right, tragic trajectory to kill an Aang. Cannot do anything about that. Okay, this is actually like kind of close now. Okay, let's see what we draw. Oh, replacement Aang. Okay, replacement Aang's pretty good. Also worth mentioning with the Boiling Rock Riders, we can attack, recast the thing that we exiled, and stack the Earthen Kingdom Protectors to give it indestructible if we need to. Well, let's do a little earthbending. And then we can exile it again, do it again. It's kind of a little weird protection loop. Yeah, we're, I believe, 1 point of damage short of actual lethal. We firebend 1 with the Boiling Rock Rider. So this is going to let us cast the Earthen Kingdom Protector. Gain us some life. And then they can double the counters. I think we just let the Rider go. Like, I think our game plan, yeah, Rider can go. We want to keep the protection. We can play an Avatar Aang. Gain a life, draw a card. And now we once again have, we're going to hold on the card for a bluff. Now we once again have lethal in the air. So we just chump block whatever we need to not die on the swing. Chump, 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 chump. Take some beats. Keep the 2 Aangs and the Earth Kingdom Protectors. Opponent going to double it up. And scoop it up and... Oh, opponent's like Badger Mole Cub Bristly Bill thing was kind of working. Our opponent did not have that many lands. It was making a ridiculous amount of mana, but the allies, Aang, too good in the end. And this hand, that's a nice little curve. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. Hopefully get up to Aang at the crossroads at some point. See what our opponent's up to. Gene Polluter. I will say, based on early access at least, green seems to be making a comeback. Seen a lot of decks that are either actual green decks or at least like playing green. So green might be back. It might be back. Opponent, another Gene Polluter. And gonna play a tap land. Opponent's Bant A. Well, let's play a plains, and I think we attack. If our opponent tries to double block, we can airbend 1 and get rid of a Gene Polluter. All right, opponent just gonna take the beats. Well, I mean, our current curve is Aang into Aang into Aang. We have the ultimate Aang curve, which actually is a pretty, like, oddly powerful curve. Opponent, land on cavern, gonna name ally, interesting, and pass. I don't even think we want, oh, Great Divide Guide. Okay, that makes life way easier. So play Great Divide Guide. Oh, boo. All right, opponent's gonna Aang it. Sure. We're gonna let that go. Oh, maybe our opponent's an airbend deck. Now let's play the land untapped and Great Divide Guide. So, I mean, that Aang essentially what? Taxed us 2 mana? Even that's not bad. Like a 3-drop 2/3 flash flyer that says your opponent has to pay 2 more mana for their next spell. That's already a fine card. And you get additional upside out of it. Opponent, pass it. Oh, Katara, okay. Well, Katara kind of combos with South Pole Voyager. Double trigger it guarantees 1 creature draws a card. Phone's gonna let it go. Well, South Pole Voyager. South Pole Voyager has really impressed me in this deck. It might be like, I think it's the second, one of the pinches in this deck is actually 2 drops. It's so funny, Invasion Reinforcements, the one that's just like a 1/1 that makes another ally, that seems like the 2-drop that should be the chase 2-drop for the deck. The more I play with the deck though, it's fine. Opponent's gonna op, eh? This might be some version of the airbending combo deck, which is a scare. Like, I think airbending combo could be legit. I think that deck could be real. Let's see what they airbend. An Aang and a Gene Polluter. Sure. Well, we gotta be aware of the dock. Opponent, Gene Polluter. If they can find dock, then things become scary. Then things become infinite and we die. Yeah. Opponent passes. There's the Invasion Reinforcements. Invasion Reinforcements, it's funny though, because it seems like it should be the chase 2-drop, but I actually think it ranks behind South Pole Voyager and Great Divide Guide. So I could almost see cutting some number of them, even though that sounds so wrong. Opponent. Going to Aang. Our Aang. Trigger Appa. Do we Aang their Aang? Let's Aang their Aang. Let's just Aang their token too. We have Katara, so we can Aang their Aang, we can Aang the token. The problem is our Aang is not just it's not gonna be very good protection in this matchup. There we go. All right, so Earthbend the Aang, get rid of the token. South Pole Voyager, we draw another Aang. Appa makes another token. Aang at the crossroads, come on. Double trigger. Well, we probably gotta start with Hadoka. Gain some life, and then Ty Lee, I don't even know if we need Ty Lee here. What are we tapping down? Appa? Let's just get a Southpaw Voyager. After that Appa episode, I don't think we can tap down Appa. It's too emotional. He's been through so much. Let's pass the turd. Pretty sure Appa and Iroh. Those are actually the two best characters in the whole show. Those are my favorites, at least. Those are my favorites about it. Ah, that's what they're trying to do. That is a cool synergy. Bramble Familiar, Airbend Bramble Familiar. Then you can cast the backside for 2 mana. And it looks like our opponent's about to try to pull that off. Aang, I assume, to Airbend, the Bramble Familiar. Well, if they hit a dock here, and have another Airbend card, they could go infinite. I guess we haven't seen Doc. Maybe they're not even playing it. This looks like all pieces you would play if you're trying to combo, though. Badger Mole Cub. Interesting. All right, opponent's going to get a Badger Mole Cub. Sure. I'm going to turn on the land. Oh, this is going to be an interesting game. Well, invasion reinforcements. Trigger our stuff. Draw a couple cards. Gain a bunch of life. This is going to be interesting. If this is just value, oh, there's our Appa. If this is just value versus value, then I think we win. If our opponent can go infinite, though, you can't outvalue infinite, unfortunately. Well, there's another Earthen Kingdom Protectors. So this Appa, oh, another Aang at the Crossroads. This Appa can let us reuse all of our stuff. This is going to get wild. Cavern on Ally. I think we just play another Aang at the Crossroads. We know we get to spin into a 4-drop Aang, which is kind of insane. So, Tron assembled. And now we will take, I guess, another South Pole. Well, do we just, yeah, let's just get a Great Divide Guide. I don't think we actually need to draw more cards. I can't believe I'm saying that we don't need to draw more cards, but I don't think we actually need to draw more cards. Now we get to flip in Aang. But having redundancy on Great Divide Guide is nice, because now we can do some shenanigans. Crater Hoof Behemoth. Well, we're at 58. I still think that kills us. Okay, that is frightening. Let's play an Aang. Are we going to lose this? So play an Aang. Do some airbending, gain some life, draw some cards. Bounce a token. Oh yeah, trigger Avatar Aang. Draw some cards. Oh, we are popping off now. Trigger Avatar Aang, because we airbended. Draw some cards. I mean, our opponent can recast the Crater Hoof, but they don't have enough untapped creatures to kill us, I don't think. Now that we are... Okay, Bramble Familiar, sure. Well, we know our opponent's got a clock. We know they got a clock. I think we need to Appa here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we can Appa. Run out the Appa. Blink out. Flash Aang. Invasion reinforcements, and nothing the second time. Draw some cards. All right, we've drawn more than half of our deck. Invasion reinforcements, make some ally tokens, and then make some more tokens. We're up to casually 80 some life, 86 life. Let's play an Aang Swift Savior. Trigger Appa, make some tokens. We gotta win before this Crater Hoof comes back. Airbend a token. Airbend a Badger Mole Cub. I mean, this should just be lethal, right? This should just be lethal. Draw some more cards. What a game. What a game for the allies. Southpaw Voyager. We are approaching 100 life, up to 98 life. We will untap, and let's play another Aang. Just keep airbending. Get those blockers out of the way. Airbend the Bramble Familiar. We're helping you, opponent. Next turn, you can cast the backside. Opponent, down to a single. Aang, Swift Savior, defending them. And I don't think that's enough. We will gain some life. We will draw. Are we going to mill out? My God. We're actually kind of close to drawing our entire deck by accident. Ooh, okay. Let's make sure we have enough damage. Soki. trigger our stuff. Grow the team, go to combat. Oh yeah, we have to airbend. Earthbend. We will earthbend the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. Oh no, that triggers us to draw cards. Okay, draw 4 more. What a performance. Combat. Swing. Here comes oh no, don't. No. Okay, we're gonna end with like 7 cards in our deck. Wow, it is a good thing we won. If with this one on another turn, we would have had to stop playing Magic or we would have milled out. And that is the power of allies. That is the power of Aang. And wow. Allies might be real. Did we break? I don't want to say did we break it on early access day, but did we break it? I guess we'll talk about that in the wrap up. Be right back. So what did we learn this week about 5-color Aang allies in Standard? And overall, the deck worked really well. So this was our last early access day deck. Thanks to Wizards for hooking us up with the account. So I don't want to read too much into how the games went, but we definitely posted a winning record and we had some absurd games with this deck. You got to see us at 100 life and drawing all the cards. We almost accidentally just drew our entire deck at one point. The allies just work so well together, and if you can stick a few of them on the battlefield, you just build up this ridiculous value engine, and cards like Earth Kingdom Protectors and Hakoda help us and keep our allies on the battlefield. Great Divide Guide's insane. The Aangs are all really powerful. Just all around, the deck felt really good. Although I do have one catch, which is we were playing this during early access day, and one of the things about early access day is I feel like you often face a lot less aggro and a lot less removal than you might in the normal meta. So my only question for this deck, it felt great on early access day. How's it gonna feel in the full meta, like when you have to play Demir mid-range or mono red aggro more often? Is it going to hold up to that? Or is it just going to be, they always kill your Great Divide Guide and you get stuck holding 4 and 5 mana Aangs in hand and they're too slow? So that's going to be the question. I still want to see how the deck works in actual full-powered, non-early access day Standard, but I will say the early results on this deck felt really good. It just felt very synergistic. A lot of the cards are powerful on their own and then get super powerful when you got a bunch of allies. The other thing I'd say about this deck is I have very little confidence that this build is 100% correct. Like, after playing with the deck, some of the cards that I think are better than the number of copies we have in the deck, I already mentioned in the intro, South Pole Voyager, probably want all 4 of them. Earthen Ally, it's way easier to get up to 4 and 5 power than I thought it was, and a 1-drop that's 4 or 5 power is kind of insane. Appa Steadfast Guardian, just a 1 of, but there was a lot of games where whenever we did draw, it felt really strong, so I could see playing more of those. On the other end, Katara Water Tribe, so probably a little bit too expensive for the deck. Suki Courageous Rescuer, it's fine, but doesn't feel super necessary. So I think there's still some tweaks that you can do around the edges. I also want to shout out Boiling Rock Rider, which a lot of games it didn't really matter, but the games where it did matter, when we ran into a graveyard deck, it was winning games all by itself by just having this ally that gave us a way to exile Bloodghast from the graveyard against the Beifong Bounty Hunter deck or whatever. So it does something unique that none of our other allies do. So even though it looks a little bit funky and it's our only black card in the deck, it actually is really, really good when it's good. And even when it's bad, it's still fine. So all around, 5-color allies, in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of what humans in Modern were like a decade ago. If you remember the time that 5-color humans were one of the best decks in Modern, this is kind of like a Standard version of that in some ways. It reminds me of that deck where you just play all the things of the creature type and they synergize together really well. And because of the way the tribe is built, you have answers to pretty much everything. You can answer stuff off the stack with Aang. You can answer stuff on the battlefield with Ty Lee. You can answer the graveyard with Boiling Rock Riders. And then you just draw a ton of cards, generate a ton of value, and eventually overwhelm your opponent. So I actually think the allies has a chance to be really good. But like I said, early access day, I don't want to go too far out on a limb without getting to play the deck in actual fully powered Standard, because I am a little worried that if the removal increases a lot, the deck probably gets a little bit worse. But I do think the allies have potential to be very powerful in Standard. So that is 5-color allies. That's our deck for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll be back on Monday with some more Magic. And this is our last early access day video, so we'll start exploring full-on best of 3 Standard next week. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.